Outsider 6-foot freshman from Moronga, California, number 1, Joe Worsley. And opposite, 6'8" freshman from Amsterdam, Netherlands, number 4, Stijn van Tilburg. At libero, 5'8" senior from Honolulu, co-captain, number 6, Kolby Kanetake. At middle blocker, 6'6" junior from Sand, Norway, number 8, Hendrik Moe. At middle blocker, 6'5" freshman from Kanetake, Oahu, number 13, Nainoa Frank. And outside hitter, 6'3" senior from Redondo Beach, California, number 23, Hiehle. And an outside hitter, 6'4" senior from Belgrade, Serbia, floor captain, number 16, Siniša Siki Zarkovic. The Hawaii staff video coordinator, Jared Lofi, volunteer assistant, Davis Holt, assistant coach, Joshua Walker, associate coach, Milan Zarkovic, and the head coach for your Rainbow Warriors, Charlie Wade.
You're watching OC Sports, your home for University of Hawaii sports.
Struggles behind him, Hawaii senior Siki Zarkovic put it together last night with a career-high 29 kills in a 5-set thriller, his penultimate performance at home. And that means tonight, per tradition, Zarkovic, along with fellow seniors Kolby Kanetake and Brandon Hiehle, will be honored with a symbolic aloha from the fans. It's the home finale, the Cal Baptist Lancers in a rematch with the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors. With that, we welcome you to the stand. Sheriff Senator Kanoa Leahy along with Chris McLaughlin, the Hawaiian Tel FCU starting lineup scrolling at the bottom of your screen, and you will notice one of the seniors not usually in the starting rotation getting the call tonight. Brandon Hiehle, 6'3" senior from Redondo Beach out there for Hawaii. But it will be Cal Baptist striking first. Roy Powell, he's a 6'6" senior from Hollister, California, who went for 16 kills last night in the 5-set Hawaii win. 16 kills. He's moving to a different position tonight. He's moving to the outside rather than opposite, so we'll see if he can get the same 16 kills from that position. So here's Cody Jackson also getting the start tonight. Did not get the call in the first rotation last night, and he delivers an ace. So right off the bat, it's 2-0 Cal Baptist, coming in as the number 14 team in the country. They still, as it turns out, control their own destiny. Still up for grabs, the 8th and final spot in the MPSF tournament. To face BYU in Provo, BYU the top seed. Jackson with the hot serve, passed by Hiehle. Set goes outside. Stijn van Tilburg hammers it off the block, and it goes out beyond the end line. So Hawaii off the schneid. It's 1 serving 2. But as it turns out, UC Irvine, the team they're vying for the final spot in the MPSF tournament with, they lost tonight to Long Beach State. Cal Baptist owns the tiebreaker with the Anteaters, and so, as that serve by Siki Zarkovic goes out, Cal Baptist can still qualify with a win. If they lose, they're out. If they win, they're in. It's as simple as that.
which makes for great drama tonight for both teams.
3 serve and 1. Here's Powell. The pass by another senior, Kolby Kanetake. Back set goes to Von Tilburg. High hands. The Lancers on the attack. And it's Jackson from the back row. Missed the court wide, so Hawaii gets the point. Meanwhile, the Rainbow Warriors ranked 9th in the country, winning last night in 5 to improve to 15-11 overall, 10-11 in the MPSF, locked in already going into the weekend as the 7th seed in the tournament, and they now know that they will go to UCLA for the quarterfinals of the MPSF tournament next Saturday. Here's Hiehle. And that one just missed the end line. And that's going to be a point for Cal Baptist. A lot of moans from the crowd, and even Charlie Wade questioning the initial call. It looked pretty good from this angle.
It looked pretty good from here. Oh, yeah, it was definitely out.
Just missed. Always easier when it's in slow motion, right? Enrique Garcia with the serve. And I know Frank goes off the block. Lancers on the attack. It's Powell from the back row. One-hand fisted save by Zarkovic. Bump set by Kanetake, a little too tight to the antenna. So it'll be another point for the Lancers. And it is now 5 serving 2 here early on in favor of Cal Baptist.
One of the rare times that Kolby Kanetake has missed bump set, that was he's normally right on the money. Of course, that was a very difficult side bump set from about 35 feet.
Garcia with the serve. Perfect pass by Kanetake. High and away. The set goes to Hiehle down the line, but wide. And that's another point for Cal Baptist. Brandon Hiehle, who has played sparingly. This is just the 9th set this season that he'll have participated in. Maybe got the most run back on February 24th, the opening match against Long Beach State. Remember when Charlie Wade sort of cleared the bench because he was unhappy with the way the starters were playing as that serve goes wide of the court by Garcia. And Hiehle delivered 6 kills on 16 swings that night.
He said that was the highlight of his University of Hawaii Rainbow Warrior career. Memorable night, to say the least.
So on senior night, here's Stijn Von Tilburg, the freshman. Very talented 6'8" freshman from the Netherlands, as that hit by Rocky DeLion goes into the antenna. DeLion playing in front of his friends and family for the first time in his collegiate career this weekend. 6'5" senior out of Kula Maui, graduate of Seabury Hall.
19 kills last night. He was in on 7 blocks.
Von Tilburg with the serve. 2-hand pass by another Hawaii kid. And Enriquez at the roof was up. Hiehle right next to Frank, turning it back.
A little bit of a switch block here. They move Worsley to the left, leave Hiehle on the right for that reason. It's a pretty good block, a nice penetration over the net and down.
First career block for Brandon Hiehle. And it comes on senior night as DeLion this time tools the block to his advantage. And Cal Baptist gets the point. Brandon Hiehle, transfer from El Camino Junior College. He was actually teammates with CBU's Roy Powell over there. Here's the serve by the setter Arturo Iglesias for the Lancers. Back row set, Siki Zarkovic off the block. Frank tried to take a quick crack at it. Here's DeLion on the outside. Frank pounds it back down on the Lancers side of things.
Some hang time from Nainoa Frank. This is a well-placed tip, but you know what? I don't think that DeLion thought that Frank would hang up there that long. We'll call it helicopter dink. Helicopter block.
A little levitation from the Kalaheo grab. That's Kevin Vaz in the middle, and he's able to go hard angle. 2 kills, 2 blocks last night for Kevin Vaz, a 6'6" junior, pretty dynamic-looking athlete out of Miami, Florida.
Very dynamic. Missed the entire fall practice session. Did not really get all his stuff in order to get in school until January. So he just got in a couple practices before they started the MPSF season.
The Lions serve is blasted long, so Hawaii with the point.
Coach Smith said he was really looking forward to working with Vaz more next fall and really getting him ready for next year's season.
You can see the potential in him, there's no doubt about it.
Very athletic.
Frank with the serve, pass by Enriquez. Outside it goes to Powell, and he's able to put it down past the diving attempt of Hiehle.
Nice set by Iglesias. Split block there. That time Henrik Moll could not get to the outside fast enough. I think he was worried about that guy right there, Diego Garcia.
So here's Vaz, 5 aces on the season. 9 serving 7 here. Opening set. Night 2 of this matchup. Senior night for Hawaii. And Stein von Tilburg able to find the floor for the kill.
Von Tilburg off to a much better start tonight than last night, where he got stuck at hitting 0-0-0 for a long time.
Joe Worsley with the serve. Pass by Powell. Set goes middle, and that's Garcia. Enrique Garcia was a nightmare for Charlie Wade's team last night. Was virtually unstoppable in that match.
Well, he's like the number 3 kill percentage leader in the country, hitting .475. Last night, he just had his way. 14 kills, only 1 error, was in on 9 blocks. He was great at the blocking as well.
Yeah.
Hit .542.
Yeah, exactly. Here's Zarkovic. The block was late, but the block got there in the nick of time. And it's Garcia.
And Roy Powell, watch Roy Powell right here. He goes up by himself. It's really a block solo. I don't think Garcia got there in time. Powell came up with the block solo.
So credit that one to Powell. It's 11 serving 8. And here is Cody Jackson with the serve. Outside set, it's Von Tilburg, and it goes out of bounds off the block. Kolby Kanetake giving it a dive anyway.
Yeah, his mother Donna's up there just cringing every time Kolby makes a dive. And that one, the ball was clearly out. But I think he felt like he had to follow it all the way and make a dive just in case.
Good serve by Zarkovic, but a scramble play, and it's a free chance here for Hawaii. Worsley goes back row, and Siki catches it fat. Siki Zarkovic, who last night went for a career-high 29 kills on a career-high 63 swings, hitting .349.
That's a lot of swings. Hawaii, one of the few teams in the league that goes back-to-back nights when they play their matches.
Von Tilburg, the only player for Hawaii to have recorded a kill so far. He has 3 of them, and then the hot service ace coming from Roy Powell. And right now, Cal Baptist creating some breathing room here in this middle juncture of the opening set. Hawaii hitting -167 right now, Chris, compared to 100 in the hitting percentage department for the Lancers. There's Powell, and he pumps it long.
Yeah, neither team putting on a very sharp offensive show. It's something that Charlie Wade really wants. If he gets one thing out of tonight, I think he'd love to see his offense return to the form it had early in the season and have that offensive output be sharp going into the playoffs.
Hendrik Moll serving. Took something off there. Enriquez with the pass. Middle set. Garcia got blocked back. Didn't see that much last night. And then it's Jackson trying to go hard angle, but he misses wide. So a point for Hawaii, and they creep back within 2.
Last night, Jackson was just a serving specialist. Tonight, he goes into Roy Powell's spot and he's playing opposite, and Powell moving over to the outside hitting spot.
11 serving 13. DeLion off the block and out. Rocky DeLion, the team leader in kills. He's averaging 2.79 kills per set, hitting .277. He's also the team leader in aces and second on the squad in digs and blocks. So a very all-around talent, the senior for the Lancers.
He's also the team leader.
Overall.
Overall, yeah. Floor captain.
Middle set. Nainoa Frank dug up nicely by Powell. Bump set by DeLion goes to Jackson, but he didn't get it above the tape.
Jackson at 6'2", a bit of an undersized opposite. Most opposites in this league are, 6'5", 6'6", 6'7". So he'll hit those balls that are set behind the 3-meter line much more easily than a guy who's 6'2".
Pass by DeLion. Middle set, Vaz straight down to the floor. And Cal Baptist gets to 15 first. They lead by 3 here on Senior Night. Welcome back. Let's take a look at the Kaiser Permanente keys to the match. Chris.
Well, for Cal Baptist, need another 20. Well, that would be 20 blocks. Repeat of that particular statistic tonight, then a W is possible for CBU. Coach Derek Schmidt said, I did not see that coming at all, but I'd love to see another 20 tonight. And for Hawaii, it's all about the Mo. Mo being momentum into the playoffs, and Mo meaning motivation playing for the seniors, Siki, Kolby, and Brandon Hiehle.
And the same scenario presenting itself for Hawaii from the standpoint of wanting to play well, trying to find a good section of the runway to vault itself into the postseason. You'd like to have a head of steam, and I guess that goes back to the Mo in that key, momentum.
Exactly. The road to Poly is not a smooth one.
Here's Von Tilburg out of the timeout, splits the uprights of the block, and gets an important point for Hawaii.
Von Tilburg still remains halfway through the first set, the only Rainbow Warrior to get a kill. He's got 4 of them.
Hawaii hitting negative 0.71. Cal Baptist not exactly setting the world aflame. They're hitting 0.67. Here's DeLion on the back set. Deep corner and out. Was there a touch? No touch. And it's a point for Hawaii. Tonight's officiating crew, by the way, Donna Hess once again upstairs. Dixon Chun down on the court. Dean Tamuro, Wes Kawachi, the line judges. So here's Hiehle with the serve. 14 serving 15. Pass by Enriquez. Back row set Powell. And he got it down between Hiehle and Kanetake.
Roy Powell attacking from a different spot in the backcourt tonight. Last night he was hitting the D ball on the right back, and tonight, as he's an outside hitter, hitting the pipe or the bick out of the middle.
Here's DeLion. Pass by Kanetake as he falls to the floor. Set goes to Zarkovic. Triple block was up, and it was stout.
Cal Bap picks up their second block of the night.
Timeout, Charlie Wade. Von Tilburg remains the only player with a kill for Hawaii.
OC Sports, presented on Oceanic Time Warner Cable, is sponsored by Bank of Hawaii and Kaiser Permanente.
Welcome back to the Stan Sheriff Center Senior Night. Final regular season match for Hawaii. Final home match of the year. Rainbow Warriors trailing by 3 out of the timeout, make it 2 after the outserve by Rocky DeLion. Charlie Wade will now go to the bench and bring Brett Rosenmeyer in, 6'5" freshman from Virginia Beach, Virginia.
He's been pretty clutch from behind the service line, coming in as a sub, either getting an ace or forcing a bad pass, getting the other team out of system almost every time, and rarely misses.
He had a couple of good stints at the line last night. And gets off to an ace start on this one. Right on cue, Chris McLaughlin.
He's pretty uncanny about the way he does it. He's done this time and time again. Stays warm on the bench, stays focused, can sit around for half an hour and deliver a great serve.
That one into the twine. Good energy here in the building tonight.
Bigger crowd, more energy, more people into the spirit, I think, of what senior night is all about.
Of course, at the conclusion of the match, we will have the senior ceremonies for Siki Zarkovic, Kolby Kanetake, and Brandon Hiehle. And you can talk about all 3 of those guys, certainly, with what they brought to the program. In the cases of Kanetake and Zarkovic, you're talking about 2 of the all-time greats to ever wear the uni. There's Jackson Burge on to serve. Sends it long. A good Olay move by Hiehle in the back row. Remember last night, Hawaii was able to get through the first 2 sets fairly comfortably. They won, in fact, had 3 match points in the third, that close to a sweep victory. Instead, Cal Baptist turned it around. It ended up going 5. Zarkovic still yet to record a kill. Here's Jackson for the Lancers, dug up by Hiehle, nicely done. Worsley goes backside. Von Tilburg, it's rattled around and finally falls to the Terraflex. So make it 5 kills for Stein Von Tilburg, accounting for all 5 kills for the Rainbow Warriors in this first set, and we're tied at 18.
Pretty bizarre statistic, isn't it? A couple good digs in the back row, too, by Brandon Hiehle.
Worsley with the serve. Middle set. Garcia, the dink, gets it down. And his tear continues. We asked head coach Derek Schmidt if he was surprised at all or just his overall thoughts on the performance by Enrique Garcia last night. And he said, no, that's pretty much par for the course.
That's what he does, night in and night out. hit about 500. Rarely make mistakes.
Pass by Kanetake. Worsley goes outside. Von Tilburg over the double block. Diving save by Jackson. Bump set goes to Powell. Off the high hands. Worsley gets the first touch. Kanetake has to chase down the second one. And now a free chance for the Lancers. Outside, it's Powell. The block wasn't up, and he took advantage.
Bit of confusion there as both of Hawaii's setters, Kanetake and Worsley, went for that ball, so neither was available for the next set. Things became a bit awkward and broken out there.
Timeout taken by Charlie Wade. There's a missed opportunity there for Hawaii. They trail by 2 here, 20-18 in the first set. Let's take a look at tonight's Jack Fact. We're going to look at the MPSF tourney seeding, and so all but one spot to be determined. BYU is the 1 seed. UCLA is the 2 seed. They will host Hawaii next Saturday. Long Beach State in at the 3 spot. Stanford into the 4. And if you're wondering, yes, there was a 3-way tie for second. UCLA getting the 2 seed by virtue of the tiebreaker. UC Santa Barbara, Pepperdine, Hawaii, and it'll either be UC Irvine or Cal Baptist. And it depends on this result here in this building tonight. If Cal Baptist wins, they're in. They're headed to Provo. If they lose, UC Irvine is in. And I don't know if any team, even BYU at home, is going to feel all that comfortable playing an Anteater squad that has welcomed Tamir Hershko back into the fold off of injury.
And Kyle Russell, I think, is back into the lineup as well. He played tonight for the Anteaters. I wonder how many of them are watching right now, staying up late, checking things out and seeing how their future is going to be next week.
Amazing how there were still so many unsolidified spots heading into this final weekend of the regular season. In fact, it comes down to the final match of the MPSF regular season to determine the 8th spot. Hawaii trailing by 2 here as we head down the home stretch of this first set, and it's Cody Jackson serves it into the twine. Mark it up as a quality timeout called by Charlie Wade there.
Hey, here we go. Talk about Brandon.
And here is Siki Zarkovic. The interesting storyline so far in this first set for Hawaii, at least from an offensive standpoint, Stein Von Tilburg, the only player to have recorded a kill. He has 5 of them. Zarkovic sends it long, so a point for Cal Baptist, but this late into the opening set, I don't know if we have seen this scenario where only one player has all 5 of the team's kills.
Well, I've been doing this for over 30 years. I've never seen this.
Powell gets it in.
Even in the days of Coastal State Arenas, where Yuval Kotz, we used to dominate games and get a lot of sets and a lot of kills. I don't think I've ever seen it so lopsided as it is now.
Meanwhile, 4 players for the Lancers have recorded kills, led by Powell's 4. He adds an ace to his stat line, and now Kupono Faye will enter the match in place of Brandon Hiehle. Hiehle getting a warm applause from the fans. Senior getting the start on senior night. 22 serving 19. Pass by Zarkovic. Worsley goes high and away. Here's Faye. First swing of the night, and he's denied access. Garcia up next to Iglesias.
That serve was good enough to put Hawaii out of system. They can only really go to the outside to Kupono Faye. CBU blockers knew right where it was going, and they just unloaded. They're out there waiting for Kupono.
Lancers closing in here in the first. Worsley goes backside. Here's Von Tilburg over the double block. Gets dug up over the net. Faye with the swing and a net violation called against Cal Baptist, so Hawaii gets the point. And they're within 3. Kupono Faye trying to warm up to the circumstances here coming in off the bench.
Hold on. Stay.
Outside set goes to DeLion, blocked en route. Nainoa Frank and Stein Von Tilburg, the Frank and Stein combo on the block. And a
Solid
timeout
block.
taken by Cal Baptist.
Solid block. Something that was missing most of the night until the 5th set last night. Hawaii's block showing up a little bit earlier tonight. That's their 3rd. Cal Baptist also has 3. But Hawaii still got a tough road to climb here, down 23-21 in a game to 25. Not going to be easy.
Take a look at the series record sponsored by Aston Hotels and Resorts. After last night's win for Hawaii, they now hold an 8-3 advantage all-time over the Lancers. And, of course, last night, the 5-set thriller. Let's check in with Ryan Kalei-Suji. Ryan.
Hey, on the sideline here for the Lancers, head coach Derek Schmidt talking to his team. Their game plan, segmenting this set into 5 points. He said, we want to be the first to get to 5, 10, 15, 20. They've gotten the plateau to each of those marks. Now he's saying we just need a few more to get to 25. He's breaking each set down into these 5-point segments, hoping to shorten the game and thus really helping to keep his team focused on the game plan. Back to you guys.
Thanks a lot, Ryan. What do you think about the compartmentalizing going on there on the Lancer side?
It's actually something that I used a lot when I coached and I was helping other college teams. I would actually advise that particular strategy a lot. I like it. It does force the players to just pay attention to the here and now and not think too far ahead, to the 25th point when they're only at the 10th point. Keeps them in the present more and demands more focus and attention. There is Zarkovic, Milan Zarkovic, Siki's dad, was roaming the arena before the game, checking out some of the signs, and he said he was almost crying.
Out of the timeout, it's 21 serving 23. Back row set, Powell dug up by Mole. Zarkovic sets up Stein against a double block. Gets it down. What a play by Hawaii.
What a set from Siki. There's a dig out by Henrik Mole. And what this perfect set from Siki, 30 feet away, and Stein delivers.
Here's DeLion. The block not necessarily formed on that one for Hawaii, and DeLion able to find the seam, and it's a local ball here in the first for the Lancers.
That one, DeLion just comes back down the line, cuts back across his body. Hawaii couldn't pick it up in the back row.
So in comes Luis Palos, the 6'7" junior from Huntington Park. And he's looking to close the deal here in the first for Cal Baptist. 24 serving 22. Pass by Kanetake. Worsley has to chase it down. Goes backside set to Von Tilburg. Right there is Jackson over the net. Frank with the free swing. Sends it long. Was there a touch? Yes. And it's not over yet here in the first.
Hawaii dodged a bullet there. That ball was very close to not being touched and going out.
So Jennings Franciscovich, who provides more of a blocking factor in at the center position, comes in now with Stein Von Tilburg ready to serve. Von Tilburg, 6 kills on the night. He's hitting .455. Now we have a couple other players in the mix, and I know of Frank getting that kill. Kupono Faye got the kill a little while earlier.
But Von Tilburg still dominating in the kill category. He's got 6 of Hawaii's 8 kills.
And how about Siki Zarkovic, 3rd in the MPSF, 9th in the nation in kills per set, and he's still sitting on the goose egg right now. Zarkovic, no kills on 5 swings, 3 errors. He's hitting -600. So very uncharacteristic opening set performance by the senior. It's Powell. Last one dug up by Zarkovic. Chased down by Von Tilburg. And a free ball coming here for the Lancers. Still aloha ball in the first. The block by Faye. And it's returned, but it's a point for Hawaii. A double hit call against the Lancers. And this opening set is tied.
Derek Schmidt cannot believe it. Looks like he's going to call a second and final timeout.
Kupono Faye reading the setter Arturo Iglesias, who went for the dump shot, but Faye was all over it, and it wound up a point for the Rainbow Warriors.
There's the block, and there's where you see that Vaz hit it twice. Actually, I don't think Vaz hit it twice. I think Iglesias hit it the second time. Not sure about that call. There's one touch. There's the touch by Vaz right there. And Iglesias makes the second contact. There's a dump shot, forced back. Vaz gets the second contact. Third contact by Iglesias. Oh, there's the fourth contact. You should have said 4 contacts, actually.
Yeah, she called the double hit, did the upstairs official, Donna Hess. Let's see some of the members of the Kolby Club. I asked Kolby Kanetake, one of the seniors who will be honored at the conclusion of tonight's match. So the Kolby Club has been out in force every single home match this season. I asked, how many people are you expecting tonight? Realistically, ballpark figure, he goes, I don't know, 300, 350?
Oh, man. That's crazy.
Certainly looks like that estimate is pretty accurate.
There's the Frank section, too. I know Frank's got his gang from Kanetake side.
Kolby Kanetake, I mean, he's a guy who has played through and experienced back pain throughout the season. It's well documented. We talked about it in the pregame. So when you have this guy on your team who's playing through obvious pain but is still sprawling out, laying out, putting forth that kind of effort, it makes it hard for anybody else to complain about some of the usual nicks and bruises. Here's Vaz in the middle, into the twine, and all of a sudden Hawaii vaults in front, and they have an opportunity at set point.
Well, the Lancers have got to be disappointed. 2 set points.
The serve by Stein. Outside set, DeLion dug up over the net by Kanetake, and we play on. Here's DeLion a second time, blocked by Franciscovic. And Ruth. And hold the phone. The celebration had begun for Hawaii, but now we get whistles from the officials. And they may have blown the whistle too early.
It was a quick whistle, but, you know, the ball came over on the inside of the antenna, not the outside. So had it been the outside, then it would have been a...
He couldn't play because the ball was
watch here. Here's the block. The ball comes back over. It's dug up by Enriquez. And it goes over on the inside of the antenna, not the outside. So therefore, as soon as it crossed over on the inside of the antenna, it's dead. The player can't go chase it.
And they're going to replay this point. Much to the delight of the Lancers, who are playing for their postseason lives here tonight. And so we do it all over. Aloha ball for Hawaii. Again, Von Tilburg the serve. The pass by DeLion, tight to the net. He gets the set. And Ruth! Can you believe that? Jennings Franciscovic with the hana-ho. And Hawaii closes things out in the first. It got called back the first time. They replayed the point, and Jennings Franciscovic drove the point home on the second time around. A 4-0 run to close for the Rainbow Warriors. They take set number 1.
OC Sports, presented on Oceanic Time Warner Cable, is sponsored by Straub and Hawaii Honda Dealers.
Welcome back to the Stan Sheriff Center. Stein Von Tilburg carrying the load in the first set. 6 of Hawaii's 8 kills as a team came off the palm of the freshman.
Listen, we're watching a highlight reel, and he was the highlight reel for the entire Rainbow Warrior team in that first set. 6 kills, 1 error, hit 455. The team as a whole, though, hit 042. Oh, not a good number. The only thing that saved them was that Cal Baptist hit .000, 11 kills, 11 errors.
Lancers led by as many as 4 in that first set and actually had set point twice, but Hawaii able to fend it off. And then you had that strange redo at the end after the Jennings-Franciscovich solo block, only to be followed up by a Jennings-Franciscovich solo block. So what was a first set that was exclusively Stein for a large part there for Hawaii ended up a 26-24 win for Charlie Wade's crew. So they are up 1-0.
Looks like Franciscovich has earned a starting spot here in the second set. I'm sure it's based on more on his, not just his blocking, but his all-around skills as well. You know, he started the year strong, started most of the first 1/3 of the year. Looks like maybe Worsley has something wrong.
Huh.
Yeah, looks like he's got some right knee issues going on. Renee Shigemura fixing him up.
She's been busy this weekend.
She has.
And you had the blood trickling off the form of Nainoa Frank last night. You had Stein von Tilburg complaining of a little bit of arm pain. You have every night Kobe Kanetake dealing with the back pain as Siki Zarkovic is able to break the ice. His first kill of the evening to start set number 2 on his 6th attempt.
Hard to believe it's the same guy that had 29 kills last night, the most of any MPSF player this year. And he gets his first kill in the first set, second set.
Entered the weekend 8th all-time on the kills list at the University of Hawaii. Here's Powell, pounds it down, misses wide, no touch, and another point for the Rainbow Warriors. So Siki Zarkovic, a guy from Serbia, his father Milan on the coaching staff, and Zarkovic certainly a guy who could find a place to play professionally and find his way to a very successful volleyball career. But he says after this season, he's powered with volleyball. He's actually going to pursue a professional career in finance and accounting. And he's going to do it here in the islands.
And he's going to stay here, make this his home, and he's a great student and loves that accounting/financial world. Has been known to play a few stocks too.
Yeah, he has some high aspirations certainly in that industry, and he's able to get high on that swing and go off the block and down. We saw some of the signs for Siki, not only tonight but last night. Had the one young female in the front row who held up the promposal sign. You remember that? Here's Garcia, dug up by Mole, and Zarkovic can't get there. So I asked Siki prior to the match, so what was your answer? Did you go over there? And he said after the match, I did. He took a picture with her. He said, but I respectfully declined. I mean, they got some traveling to do. I don't even know if he could fit that in his schedule.
That's true. He hopes they have a lot of traveling to do.
Here's Garcia with the serve, and it's an ace. That thing fell off a table as it crossed the plane of the net. He is one heck of a player. Enrique De Diego Garcia, 6'5", sophomore from Madrid, Spain.
Only a sophomore. The National Freshman Player of the Week last year.
Tickles the tape there, and Nainoa Frank with the first touch. Von Tilburg from the opposite position pounds another point home for Hawaii. So Von Tilburg having himself an evening so far. 7 kills on 12 swings, just 1 error. He's hitting .500, throw in a couple of blocks. Here's Franciscovich with the serve, and he just narrowly misses the end line. So if you're just joining us, final regular season match in the MPSF. Senior night for Hawaii. And Cal Baptist playing for the final spot in the MPSF tournament. They would punch a ticket with a win. They're out with a loss. Here's Franciscovich with the set to Stein, and he goes off the block and out again. So another point for Hawaii, another kill for Stein von Tilburg. We also know now the postseason fate for Hawaii. We knew they were the 7th seed. It was just a matter of who they were going to play. They're going to UCLA. Now, the top 4 teams in the MPSF, Hawaii with a 1-7 record against them here in this regular season. Vaz is blocked, but violation called against Cal Baptist, so a point anyway for Hawaii. But the one win against those top 4 teams came here in this building against UCLA. So what do you think about the matchup Hawaii traveling to play in Pauley Pavilion?
I think it's the best of all the matchups they can ask for. Especially given the confidence factor, they've beaten the Bruins once. It's got to make them feel good. The Bruins are playing pretty good volleyball right now, though.
Great dig by Kanetake. DeLion a second time off the block, kept alive by Franciscovic. So Zarkovic sets up Stein. The dink, diving save by Emmett Enriquez. Here's Powell from the back row. Block! Great scramble, couple of dives. It was Iglesias on one, Jackson on the second. Frank block, kept alive by Zarkovic. What a rally. Von Tilburg gets it through the block and down.
Roy Powell hurt on this play for CBU. Let's check out Kanetake with a dig right. Doesn't get it there. Here's the block by Vaz. Pop up by Siki.
Well, it was a heck of a sequence, and of course, this very intelligent volleyball crowd applauding the effort on both sides. But amid all of that action, as you mentioned, Chris, Roy Powell appeared to have hurt himself and seems to be walking gingerly, in fact being assisted, not putting any weight on that left leg. And in a final match of the regular season, Roy Powell, a senior, being assisted to the bench and showing a lot of frustration, understandably. This is a situation, even if you're on the opposing side, you do not want to see for someone in his situation.
Especially a senior. He's playing well, had a great night last night. You know, last night had 16 kills, in on 4 blocks. He knows how important this match is. He knows how important he is to the team. It's painful to watch.
Yeah, big loss for Cal Baptist. Rohit Paul comes in his place. Set goes to Jackson, blocked and Root. It's Frank and Stein once again. Here is where the injury took place. Powell landing on the foot of his teammate Kevin Vaz. So for the time being, he's out. Welcome back. Make the dream of education a reality for our student athletes. Visit hawaiiathletics.com and click on the donate button in the Ahahui Koa Nui Nui banner. So Roy Powell being treated on the bench for Cal Baptist, as he landed on one of those last sequences on the foot of his teammate Kevin Vaz in an awkward fashion, and he was carried or assisted without putting any weight on that left leg off of the court. Here's DeLion as we join live action, hits the antenna on the swing. Cal Baptist is in a real gut check situation now, Chris, because they've lost one of their senior leaders, one of their best offensive players. In fact, statistically speaking, he is their second most effective and prolific attacker. And so now they have to gather things together as Hawaii goes up a handful. It's Burge on the outside, and a net violation called against the Rainbow Warriors, so a much-needed point for the Lancers.
Cal Baptist hitting negative 286 in this set, negative 056 overall for the match.
We are getting word that the focus on Roy Powell is on that left ankle. Here's Kupono Faye. Tried to touch it off the block. Good save there by the setter, Iglesias. DeLion from way off the net, and he misses the court wide. So this is some turbulence that the Lancers are going to have to fight through here, and the Rainbow Warriors on the other side looking to take advantage as you get a good glimpse at the ankle of Roy Powell. I know Frank sends it long. So where do you start, if you're Cal Baptist, where do you start to respond here after you see one of your primary attackers have to go to the bench?
I'll tell you, one of the things that happened that last time out, Derek Schmidt really got emotional. He got, he wasn't angry, but he just got very emotional, and I think he was challenging the players to just everybody step up And let's see if we can make up for the loss of Roy Powell by everybody playing better. He was exhorting everybody to just play, 1% better to make up for the loss of Roy Powell. And we'll see if that little speech did something, because his jugular veins were like out to here.
As that serve by Vaz goes wide. Well, their season is on the line. Quite frankly, they win, they're into the MPSF tournament. They lose, and it's over.
And they know about that. They're very clear about the magnitude of this match.
Here's Von Tilburg leading Hawaii with 9 kills, sends that one into the tournament. Von Tilburg, 9 kills on 15 swings, just 1 error. He's hitting .533. Meanwhile, just 4 kills for the rest of his teammates. Zarkovic with 2, Frank and Fay with a kill each. Here's Von Tilburg from the back row, blocks back. Little joust at the net. Mole pops it in the air. Franciscovic with the back bump set to Zarkovic, and he's blocked and roofed. Give it to Garcia, at least partially in the middle. Enrique Garcia, who you mentioned last year was a National Freshman Player of the Week. And that was coming off of a match where he tied a program record with 16 blocks against UCSD.
And he had no errors that weekend attacking.
Fay tools the block. He has done that so well here this weekend. Pono Fay, 3rd on the team with 2.59 kills per set, hitting .232. And here he is with the high toss and jump serve. Forces the overpass. Zarkovic tried to play it, and then Mole and Franciscovic colliding in midair. What was the thought process there, you think?
I'll tell you what, knowing Siki, he was side-setting that ball to Henrik Mole, hoping Henrik would hit it on 2. But then he side-set it a little bit too far, I think, and then Franciscovic thought that he was supposed to receive that pass.
You saw some smiles among the group.
Yeah.
So they respected the idea. It was just more the execution. Here's Zarkovic executing another kill. He's got 3. Went without a kill the entire first set, was hitting -600 after the first, but he is working his way back towards positive numbers. He's now -111. Hot serve there by Mole. Here's DeLion, dug up by Fay. Franciscovic has to jump near the net, but it is going to be a violation. Franciscovic, according to Donna Hess, reached over the net to try to set up his mate.
Exactly. And Franciscovic is claiming that part of the ball was still on his side of the court. Donna Hess will say, no, the entire ball had crossed over to the CBU side of the court. Therefore, a violation. See the net cam right here. We'll see it. Oh, my goodness. That looks like it's good.
Yeah.
Siki. Franciscovic did a nice job of stealing that ball from going over the net.
D-set goes to Von Tilburg. Dug up there by Burge. A little dink over by Paul. So chance here for Hawaii. Here's Fay from the back row. Handcuffs Burge. Good scramble. But DeLion short-handed the bump and couldn't get it over the net.
He had the right idea. He knew Hawaii was retreating in defense. Tried to pop a little cute one just over the net. It was just a little bit too cute.
So here is Franciscovic. 14-7-11 in the second set. D-set goes to Burge. Hard angle. Wow. Nicely done. And that's a point for the Lancers.
Maybe Burge will provide some offense here. Burge, 6'7" junior from Glendale, Arizona, was a volleyball, basketball player, track player, all-state in Arizona for 2 years. Getting his shot right now.
The serve by the setter, Iglesias. Backside set, it's Zarkovic dug up by Iglesias. So Enriquez will set Paul from the back row. But all 3 rising high for the roof.
Big Island Candies, the perfect place to find the perfect gift. Visit them at their flagship store in Hiehle at Ala Moana Center or online at BigIslandCandies.com to see their amazing selection, including delicious chocolate-dipped shortbreads.
Welcome back to the Stan Sheriff Center. Hawaii gets to 15 first here in this second set. They had to come from behind to take the first, and right now in front.
And playing without Roy Powell, who last night had 16 kills. Tonight, also leading the way. 4 kills, hitting 300. 2 service aces as well. A block solo and a block assist. So the most productive, efficient player up to this point tonight. And had a great night last night. So he just is... He's going to be sorely missed, to say the least.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the standout storylines. The other on the other side for Hawaii would be Stein Van Tilburg had 6 of Hawaii's 8 first-set kills here tonight. And there's Vaz rising high for that one.
Vaz picking up his 3rd kill to go along with Garcia, who's also got 3 kills. The middle's getting the job done. When a good pass goes up to the middle, CBU loves to set their middles.
Well, here's DeLion. Good serve, and it's an ace. Deals one out of the deck. And a much-needed point for Cal Baptist. Rocky DeLion, 2013 graduate of Seabury Hall. First team All-MIL, all 4 seasons in Hawaii in high school, and won the D2 Hawaii State title as a sophomore. Still, to this point, the only MIL team to win a boys volleyball state championship. Pass by Kanetake. Middle set to Nainoa Frank.
So one area in which I think that Coach Schmidt has asked his players to ramp it up is probably in the serving area. Right now, they got 5 aces, only 7 errors. Hawaii's got 1 ace and 7 errors. Hawaii not taking quite as many chances from behind the service line.
Yeah, Frank taking something off there. It's Vaz in the middle, and wow, that was a slam dunk.
Let's see how long this ball is held in slow motion. It's a subjective call as to how long the ball is held in his hand.
He definitely guided it down a little bit more than what you usually see, but that point of contact was so high above the twine. Here's Stein off the bump set, and he tried to loop it into that deep corner, but he missed it long, and look who's right back even with the Rainbow Warriors. It's the Lancers of Cal Baptist, a 3-0, or 3rd tie of this 2nd set.
So despite the adversity of losing Roy Powell, these Lancers do not want to go to the locker room down 0-2, that's for sure.
A tough first touch again, and so that's going to wind up being a transition opportunity here for the Lancers. Backside, it goes to Burge off the block and down, and Cal Baptist has jumped ahead. A 3-0 run here for the Lancers. And they are rallying behind their fallen teammate in Roy Powell. 17 serving 16, and again Zarkovic. It's sort of a lackluster first touch, but Kupono Faye able to go touch off the block.
Kupono Faye is just doing a great job tooling the block time and again, especially coming back across his body down the line. Faye now with 3 kills in 6 tries.
Hitting 333. Here's Burge against a double block. Diving one-hand dig by Zarkovic. Van Tilburg.
Oh, what a set from Franciscovic. Wow. That was high and wide. Great dig by Siki right here. Pop it up. And back set by Jennings, Franciscovic. And the termination by Van Tilburg.
The serve may have been an outball. DeLion fields it. Here's Burge from off the net against a triple block. Right there is Siki. So Franciscovic goes high and away to Faye. Gets the touch again. And the Rainbow Warriors ride a 3-point wave to take a 2-point lead. Now we talk about the Roy Powell injury. We should also reiterate the fact that Joe Worsley, the starting setter for Hawaii, gave way to Jennings Franciscovic here and got that right knee retaped. He's out there warming up with his teammates while the rotation players are in the huddle. There's Powell on the sideline for Cal Baptist, the ankle injury. Worsley giving way to Jennings Franciscovic. You see the heavily taped right knee. And Jennings has answered the call a little bit here in set 2, wouldn't you say, Chris?
Yeah, he's very familiar with the position, that's for sure. Easy for him, but Worsley, I think, is likely to come back in and maybe do a little serving, maybe even setting. He looks pretty limber and nimble right there. Not the same case for Roy Powell, though. Not sure he will return.
Let's check out the First Hawaiian Bank top 3 2016 MPSF individual kills. Ben Patch, we saw him go to work in this building for BYU. And same could be said for TJ DeFalco for Long Beach State. They're the top 2. But Siki Zarkovic, 3rd in the MPSF, 9th in the nation in kills per set coming into tonight's match with the average. Siki Zarkovic, though, going without a kill throughout the entire opening set tonight. He now has 3 kills on 10 swings, 4 errors, hitting -100. And this is coming off of his career-high 29 kill performance last night. So go figure.
Jekyll and Hyde? Well, the good news is he snapped out of his Santa Barbara slump where he hit negative for the whole weekend. And with those 29 kill breakout performance last night. The bad news is he's hitting negative tonight and returning a little bit to that form, but I think if he just stays in for the 3rd set, he'll break into positive numbers for sure.
Well, the other thing that helps out is Stein von Tilburg is already sitting on double digits with 10 kills, hitting 400, so picking up whatever slack may be left out there by the somewhat uncharacteristic production of Siki Zarkovic so far tonight. But is the 19 serving 17 delivery by von Tilburg. It's a good one. Burge against the double block was blanketed, and then it falls to the floor on the Cal Baptist side.
4-point run for the Rainbow Warriors behind von Tilburg serving. Stein's done a great job of mixing up his heater with his off speed. We'll see what he delivers here.
Tickles the tape. Pass by DeLion. Middle set. Garcia, the dink, touched up in the air by Mole. Here's Siki from the back row. Dug up by DeLion. Good job there because it was off the touch. Paul puts it down. Rohit Paul, who entered the match in place of the injured Roy Powell, able to provide the point there.
Rohit Paul's been in and out of the lineup. Just a sophomore out of Fort Worth, Texas. Good passer, brings good energy, says Coach Derek Schmidt. Been in 25 matches, 16 starts in 2015.
Got the start last night, in fact, in that 5-set win for Hawaii. Here's Zarkovic from the back row. The triple block was up, but he sends it into the net. So Siki a little bit out of sync here tonight. He's still smiling. You gotta love the persona of Siki Zarkovic out there on the floor.
Yeah.
19 serving 20. Zarkovic two-hands the pass. Here's Fay against the triple block, and he's able to rattle it through.
The happiest I've seen Siki in 4 years since he came here from Serbia. Become more of a vocal leader here in his senior year and putting up his best numbers ever. I'll be very surprised if he doesn't make first team All-MPSF.
21 serving 19. There's Paul. He had the first touch and the third touch and gets the kill. Yeah, the thing about Siki Zarkovic is on any given night, he can be the best player in the country.
He's got the live arm. He's got the high volleyball IQ. Great passing skills, great digging skills. Got a bomb of the serve when he gets it going.
And Paul sends that one into the net. Freebie point.
Well, he called 24 aces on the year. Couldn't bring one there, though.
Siki Zarkovic, who has also had his dad, Milan, there coaching him just about every step of the way in his volleyball career.
Since birth.
Milan coached the Serbian junior national team for 10 years. Coach Siki there, of course, followed him here to the University of Hawaii as DeLion put a pounding on that one. Net violation called against Hawaii.
That set died middle inside. DeLion took advantage of it. Went inside Hawaii's block. Him rushing in. Got feet the ball very well. There you see a shot of Milan.
Milan will be hanging around. Some people questioning, hey, if Siki's playing volleyball here at the University of Hawaii, what's going to happen with Milan? And Milan saying, well, I'm here.
Yeah, he loves it here.
Pass by Kanetake, outside set. Here's Siki off the block and out. That's kill number 4 for him. See what he did last night. And again, the 29 kills. It was also a career high 63 swings. So maybe a little fatigue playing a factor, who knows? Outside set, here's DeLion. And it was Frankenstein again.
You're kind of liking that Frankenstein block, aren't you?
The monster block.
I know Frank, Stein, and Von Tilburg. Set point.
Aloha ball for Hawaii here in the second. Here's DeLion. The block is up again. And it's stout again. Stein Von Tilburg with the denial. And Hawaii takes set 2 on senior night, 25-21. Which means that on this final match of the regular season, the Rainbow Warriors will have an opportunity to peer into the broom closet. Welcome back. Let's take a look at the McDonald's match statistics. Chris.
Well, for Hawaii having only 1 kill more than Cal Baptist, they got a 2-set lead, and that's because look at the hitting errors. Cal Baptist leading 20-12. That's not a category you want to lead in. Cal Baptist hitting 0-0-0 in the kill percentage. Hawaii 176. That's about 100 points below Hawaii's regular season average. Look at the blocks. Hawaii 10-5 in blocks last night. It was the other way around. Cal Baptist was doubling up on Hawaii tonight. Hawaii returning the favor. Digs about even. And look at the aces. Cal Baptist with 5 aces to Hawaii's 1.
But we were in this position last night. Hawaii
Exactly.
looked dominant at times through the first couple of sets. They went into the third set, seemed like they were putting themselves in a prime position. In fact, had match point 3 separate times in the third, only to see Cal Baptist rally, end up pushing that one to a 5th set. How does Hawaii avoid such drama here tonight?
Well, first of all, I think Charlie Wade probably reminded them of this scenario that happened last night, and he's warning them, let's not let it happen again. And then you see Kolby Kanetake. Oh, Charlie Wade's probably reminding about it right now. The fact that the players are more aware of it, they're not going to want to have a repeat. I think that's the first thing for sure. On the other hand, Cal Baptist still, they want to fight it out, even though they lost Roy Powell. They know that this is their chance to get in the postseason. Meantime, I know the Anteaters on the mainland at UC Irvine are hoping that Hawaii wins 1 more set so they can go to Provo and play the Cougars.
A must-win scenario for Cal Baptist, which means they must now win 3 sets to continue this 2016 season. Stein Von Tilburg with 10 kills to lead everybody with the opening serve, but it's put down by Garcia, just kind of doing what he does. His 4th kill on 7 swings. He is still without an error, and the Lancers strike first here in the third. There's Jackson Burge. Pass by Kanetake right in the button. Outside set. Faye is blocked in roof. Getting the most of that one was Arturo Iglesias, the redshirt freshman from Puerto Rico.
Step up and take that seam ball. There he is.
2 serving 0. And Burge sends it long. Zokupono Faye will serve. 5 kills on 9 swings for him. Last night also had a career high with 13 digs as Jennings Franciscovich reigning supreme at the net. And we're going to go ahead and tag this with the Fujitsu air conditioning cool play of the match. Franciscovich off of the trampoline.
Credit to Polo Faye, though, for forcing the overpass with that great serve.
Another pretty decent serve, but a good swing here for DeLion. But Franciscovic shuts the door.
Jennings having quite a night at the net. A couple block solos. Another great reach over, straight down block there. No way to cover that one.
And we're seeing some of what made the junior from Westlake Village, California, a second-team All-MPSF selection and ABC All-American honorable mention last season. Here he is now setting the D set to Stein. Dug up by Burge. Rat-a-tatted at the net, and it winds up on the Lancers side. Iglesias sets middle to Garcia off the Mole, blocking out.
Mole continued to be befuddled by Diego Garcia. Mole keeps thinking that, I'm going to get him this time. No, I'm going to get him this time. And Diego Garcia continues to get kill after kill. Rarely making an error. Smart player.
We're knotted at 3. DeLion with the hot serve. Franciscovic sets up Mole, but was in his way, so Mole gets blocked. Zarkovic will slap it over. Saved by Enriquez. Middle set Garcia. And it's Groundhog Day when they set Garcia in the middle.
It really is. You know, he's not physically imposing. You know, he's 6'5". He's not physically a pounder that just rips the ball down from strange angles. He's just smart. He knows where the block is, and he hits away from the block, makes all the right shots.
Franciscovic has to chase that one down. Mole from off the antenna is able to drive it, slice it down that hard angle and in.
Not much room for error on this set. It's way outside. I'm surprised he did not hit the antenna there. Managed to slide it by.
And he will serve 4 serving 4, but the net getting in the way that time. Hendrik Mole looking to bring the heat on that service. Good look at Derek Schmidt, second-year coach for Cal Baptist. Finishing the year strong. They've won 5 of their last 8 matches coming into tonight. Here's Zarkovic gobbling up the solo block attempt of Iglesias.
And finally, Siki Zarkovic has got his hitting average back down to 0-0-0. 5 kills now, 5 errors.
And here's Franciscovic, born in Chicago, Illinois, bringing the serve. Middle set Vaz off the Frank block. Franciscovic sets up Zarkovic from well off the net, and he's roofed. That was easy pickings for Vaz and company. So 6 serving 5 here in the third. We saw what Cal Baptist did with their backs against the wall last night, forcing it to 5 sets. Can Hawaii avoid that here tonight? Zarkovic plugs it through the block and down. So Siki starting to find a rhythm. He's now got 6 kills on 16 swings. And he's flatlining it right now. Remember, it was negative 600 for a time. He's at triple zeros. Brings the serve. Outside, it's Burge, the windup off the block. Franciscovic there. Zarkovic pushes Kanetake out of the way to set up Von Tilburg. Hawaii keeps the possession. Here's Zarkovic, who goes off the block and down, but that was a strange play there as Kanetake was set up on the second touch, and Siki, little senior-on-senior crime, just sort of shoved him out of the way.
Well, Siki knew that he could put his hands on it, put a set on it. If Kolby had taken it, he might have had to bump set it up, not quite as accurately as a hand set.
Ball. Well, that was a rip. Dug up by Zarkovic. He gets the set from the back row, blocked. Frank nubs it up. Here's Stein from off the net. He couldn't get a good hit on it.
A rare error from Stein Von Tilburg.
Just his third. He's hitting .304 with 10 kills to lead everybody. Rohit Paul serves it out.
It looks like Charlie Wade is sticking with Franciscovic here in the lineup as opposed to Worsley, who started the night. I don't know if Worsley is hurt. or if it's Charlie Wade's just giving some time to Franciscovich, knowing that he might need him in the playoffs.
Here's Fay off the set from Franciscovich, and an end violation called against Cal Baptist. Yeah, Worsley, who we saw getting worked on, they were at least addressing maybe his knee sleeve. There was definitely further tape applied to his right knee, so we're not sure if that's, because of some discomfort or if that was just something regarding the sleeve itself. As an ace is thrown onto the table by Nainoa Frank, and it's a three-point advantage here for the Rainbow Warriors. But maybe Charlie Wade rewarding Jennings Franciscovich, who has played pretty well since getting back into the match.
He really has been, and that was a great serve down the line by Nainoa Frank. It's not often you see the middle blockers come in and deliver aces. They struggle a little bit more with keeping their serves in like that, and so he kind of laughs at himself there.
Nainoa Frank, who had gone 3 straight matches prior to last night without a hitting error until my partner Chris McLaughlin applied the bachi. Kevin Vaz into the net. It's a point for Hawaii. So Frank last night goes for 5 kills, 5 hitting errors. Go figure.
Poor guy, ever since you jinxed him. There was no hitter in the bigs the other day too, wasn't there? For 7 innings.
That's right. That one off the block by Burge.
What would you have done? Just out of curiosity. I know you're a baseball guy. Your dad's a baseball guy. I'm sure you guys talk about this at home.
Hey, look, we're the media. We're announcing the game. We have to inform the people what's going on. That one just saved off the net by Franciscovich, and then placed down by the setter, Arturo Iglesias.
Talk about the rookie, Dodger rookie.
What would we have done as the manager?
Yes, correct.
Oh, I would have left them in there. Are you kidding me?
There you go.
100 pitch count, predetermined prior to the game. They're professionals. When is he going to get another opportunity for that?
There you go.
Here's Mole in the middle.
The Mole was a big factor last night, especially the 5th set. He'd only had like 3 sets going into that 5th set. So he wasn't getting much action. And all of a sudden, he was getting delivery after delivery and getting kills every time. It really threw off the Cal Baptist block a lot.
Outside it goes to DeLion. And there is Jennings Franciscovich again.
Well, Jennings' form right now is as good as I've seen it blocking-wise. He's going up, squaring up to the net, penetrating over, pressing the ball back into the court.
DeLion with the first touch. They go to Garcia, dug up by Fay, touched over by Zarkovic. The set goes out to DeLion for the Lancers, and it's Hendrik Mole this time. The roof is on fire here at the Stan Sheriff Center. And a timeout taken by Cal Baptist. Hawaii locking things up above the tape, and they lead by 4. Welcome back to the Stan Sheriff Center. The fans here on senior night loving things as Hawaii is up 2-0 against Cal Baptist. The Lancers in a position where if they do not win these last 3 sets, their season is pow. And the Rainbow Warriors, who know that they are headed to UCLA next week, they are playing as if to make a statement.
And the biggest turnaround tonight, by far, Hawaii's block. 13 blocks to Cal Baptist, 7 last night. It was the opposite. Cal Baptist getting 20 on the night.
Franciscovich had a near block again to add to his stat column. He's got 4 of them already. And I know Frank with 6 to match Stein von Tilburg on the Hawaii side. Good pass by Kanetake and Hendrik Mole bringing the thunder. And Hawaii hits 15 first here in the 3rd. The Rainbow Warriors playing strong here on senior night. Welcome back. Let's check out how it works, presented by Central Pacific Bank. Chris.
Let's take a look at the blocking of Jennings Franciscovich. You see how he goes up, gets high, penetrates over the net, good form. And there, once again, he's not using the swing block that a lot of people use, where you run out and you swing up with both arms. He's going up and just using his own natural leaping ability. Touches like 12 feet or some ridiculous number. And so he doesn't need all that run up and the swing block and the swing arms. He can just shuffle over, squat, and go straight up.
And look at this, blocking in the middle, Chris. That one just got by him. He almost had a roof in that middle position prior to the timeout. But Charlie Wade, who did toy with that idea early in the season.
Exactly, yeah. And he actually moved Worsley around in the first set as well. Moved Worsley to the left, actually had him block. And Franciscovich can block in the middle if called to.
Outside it goes to Zarkovic, the roll shot. And he has worked his way back into positive numbers in terms of his hitting percentage tonight. Siki Zarkovic now with 8 kills.
He got the great little beach roll shot. Makes it look, disguises it as a, his heater, and then just pulls the trigger.
Jennings Franciscovich pulling the trigger on the serve, and it's an ace. Jennings leaving an imprint on this match tonight. You take a look at Emmett Enriquez.
What a great night he had last night. 17 digs. Tonight struggling a little bit more. Only 2 digs tonight.
Kamehameha Hawaii alum. Yeah, that's 17 digs. Tying his career high as Burge hit it into the net. Cal Baptist has come undone a little bit here in the third.
We got 1 timeout left. I would suspect that they use it fairly soon. Oh, looks like it's right now.
What do you think of the usage here? I mean, the season is on the line, so I guess you can't take them with you.
Yeah, he can't take Hawaii. Can't let them get too far ahead. So a 6-point spread right now is about as much as Derek Schmidt could stand in hopes to make a comeback.
We were questioning what the motivation would be for Hawaii here in the final weekend. And they didn't necessarily have the privilege of, for lack of a better term, sort of taking the weekend off. This was a team that did not play well last week on the road against UC Santa Barbara, and so they needed to find a way to create some momentum, but also establish, once again, some confidence heading into the postseason. And they didn't learn until prior to the match tonight where they would go in the opening round, as Siki Zarkovic continues to find the camera.
Loves to ham it up, doesn't he?
But that said, what do you think about the way Hawaii has played? They let what could have been a sweep wind up a 5-setter last night, but they showed the grit to be able to win in 5, and then here tonight. What have you thought?
Yeah, that's a good question, Kano. They really wanted to come out this weekend and play the opposite of how they played at Santa Barbara, for sure. They want to get some offensive rhythm going, some tempo, maybe even a couple of new plays, a couple of new wrinkles in the offense to hit for a better percentage, to really start cranking up for next weekend. And they've done a certain amount of that, but, last night they had to look great for 2.5 sets and then kind of went to sleep, and Cal Baptist started playing really good volleyball. And then the 5th set is when they really, I think, got their offense going, when they went back to the middle, went to Henrik Moll especially. And when they started doing that, it opened up the pins. So set 5 was, I think, one of the bright signs of the night. If you want to ask for a bright sign to get ready for next week.
Here's Franciscovich out of the timeout. Overpass by DeLion. Zarkovic decides to play it. Here's Von Tilburg. So Zarkovic again deciding, instead of taking a swing, to play it on Hawaii's side, and it winds up a kill for Von Tilburg.
I think the coaching staff may have said something to the players about the overpasses from the other team and going up and taking swings from the 3-foot or 4-foot line, trying to be a hero. And that, certainly Zarkovic saw both blockers up there. He made the wise choice of side-setting it.
Vaz off the block. Diving layout save, Kanetake. And Hawaii keeps it alive on its side. Here's Zarkovic, dug up by Enriquez. Over the net, Stein is blocked. And it'll be a net violation called against Hawaii to end what was otherwise a thrilling sequence.
How about Kanetake? He's just one thrill after another. No wonder he has 300 people that show up just to watch him. He's worth the price of admission. Let's watch Kolby right here. He's going. His momentum's taken him to the net, but notice how he pops it up straight up, so he keeps the ball on his own side of the net. So many players, when their momentum is going toward the net, they'll bump it over the net. Not Kolby.
Here's Zarkovic on the back set through the double block and down. Yeah, Kolby Kanetake, who has just 2 digs on his stat line tonight, but it's not just the digs, it's the plays he makes on second touches and the scramble plays.
And his passing, off serve receive. It often goes unnoticed, and he's getting better and better at that. So well respected that he's picked for preseason All-American.
Enriquez with the pass. Here's Bird. Guess who? The monster block from Frankenstein.
I know Frank Stein, Ventilberg. For those of you at home who don't know Kanoa's Frankenstein little lingo.
And if you don't like it, well, guess what? You got 3 more seasons of it coming, possibly. Here's Franciscovic out to Faye through the block and down. And Hawaii gets to 22, and they have opened up a 9-point advantage here on the Lancers. And Nick Rolovich, the first-year head coach for the University of Hawaii, he's loving it, and he's getting an applause from the fans who see him on the big screen up top. Had the privilege of checking out the spring football practice this morning, and let me tell you, the environment, the atmosphere over there, electric. About as crowded a spring practice as I have ever seen. And that time, Kanetake unable to pop up the diving effort. But Nick Rolovich, who has been very active on social media in inviting people to practice, open to the public, inviting alumni, other people who have ties to the islands. Michael Bennett, the defensive lineman for the Seattle Seahawks, Manti Te'o of the Chargers. And he has created an atmosphere over there that is very all-inclusive, and you really sort of get the sense that the players enjoy practice. We're talking about the spring, and the players look like they were having a great time as Siki Zarkovic comes to the sideline.
And a great show of support from the fans. As I'm not sure they're clapping for Brandon Hiehle, who's going in, getting one last shot as a senior, or for Siki coming out. Probably a little bit of each, but certainly an emotional moment for Siki and his father to embrace each other there as Hawaii winds down their regular MPSF season.
We had the pool running. Who was going to let the emotions overtake them first? Milan Zarkovic, certainly a popular pick, right?
Yeah.
Because it's his son who will be applauded. And, you know, he was already talking about seeing some of the signs and support and how it got him a little misty-eyed as Vaz puts it down. A lot of the other players, though, were pointing at Kolby Kanetake and thought, hey, look, the guy's going to have 300 people in support of him in the seats, all his family and friends. That's a high probability. So we'll see. We'll see how it plays out.
Yeah. Let's see if... here's an interesting decision right here. Will Jennings Franciscovic set the senior, the lone senior in the court that can hit Brandon Hiehle for either the 24th point or the 25th point.
Be great to get him a kill in this situation. Here's the serve by Cody Jackson. The pass by Hiehle. Franciscovic goes into the back row. Hiehle is dug up. Played up in the air by Faye, and it's a point for Cal Baptist. Oh, he put a good rip on it, though, Chris.
He did. I think Brandon knew that Jennings was going to him. I think it's going to him again. With a 7-point lead, I think that Jennings really does want to honor the senior who hasn't played much this year, but has been an amazing practice player.
Well, he's still with some breathing room here.
He wants to be an airline pilot by Air Force pilot.
He does. Well, that's almost a secondary plan. Here's Hiehle from the back row. Gets it down.
I told you he'd find him. One way or another.
And it's aloha ball here on senior night.
Now we're taking... Charlie's doing the same thing for Kolby Kanetake, pulling him out of the game and letting him get some fan applause and a hug from the coach.
So Mamane Namahoe comes in at libero for Kolby Kanetake. And you mentioned Hiehle. He's graduating next spring with a degree in communications, media arts. He wants to explore a career there. If not, like you said, he may be headed to the Air Force.
Yeah.
Here's the Lion. And he extends the match for at least another sequence.
If Hiehle does a good become an airline pilot. He wants to be on the air rescue team that saves the troops when we're on the ground. He wants to be one of those guys that jumps down, brings them back up to the plane. Interesting kid.
Burge will serve on aloha ball for Hawaii. Hiehle the first touch. They go to Hiehle in the back row. Block kept alive by Faye. Over the net. The swing by Garcia got a piece of the Rainbow Warriors.
Garcia continues to play flawless volleyball. His 9th kill, no errors. Franciscovich jumped too high that time. Got a touch on it.
The first touch, Kanetake. Faye has to take on the setting responsibilities. Here's Hiehle. Access denied.
Well, he's getting a lot of action here, isn't he? Every set is going to him. That is actually pretty cool. Got to give credit to Cal Baptist bringing out their block again. They're playing well.
Yeah, and knowing who the seniors are on the side of Hawaii, right? They're waiting for Hiehle. And that's an ace delivered by Burge. And so now Cal Baptist within 4 after a 4-0 run. And Charlie Wade wants to make sure that Hawaii takes care of business first and foremost. He did get Hiehle that awaited kill that the crowd was oh so rooting for, but here you're sitting on aloha ball and you want to finish the task, but you also want to do so in as fashionable a manner as possible.
This is like deja vu all over again. Last night Hawaii had match point a couple of times in the 3rd set and let it slip away. I think Charlie Wade does not want to let it slip away again. I think the call here by Coach Wade might be, let's give the senior a rest here and let somebody else get a kill here. It's just becoming too obvious where the set's going to go.
So we have the 3 seniors who will be celebrated at the conclusion of the match. Siki Zarkovic, Brandon Hiehle, Kolby Kanetake. We talked about the future plans for Siki and Brandon. For Kanetake, he says after college he wants to start giving back and he wants to begin his coaching career. And I think that is certainly a career that will fit him and his personality perfectly.
Yeah, he's great with kids and with Kolby. Talking about Kolby? Yeah, he's great with kids. Loves coaching in the club programs. He can look him eye to eye, look him right in the eye.
A little zinger from Chris McLaughlin before Kanetake's career ends.
He would even laugh about that, trust me. He can relate to them, let's put it that way. He won't look down on them, okay? He's very humble. He will not look down on them.
He's very, he gets carded buying bubblegum. We know that. We know that. Aloha ball. Out of the timeout, it's Burge with the serve. Gets it in. Hiehle the first touch. Franciscovich goes outside to Faye. And this one is powered. Hawaii wraps up the regular season and puts a punctuation on senior night with a sweep victory.
Well, you got to be impressed with Hawaii's turnaround in the blocking area last night where they got outblocked 20-10 or 20-9, something like that. Tonight they reversed that number. They outblocked Cal Baptist 14-9. Their offense looked a little bit better. And overall, they just played better volleyball, I think, tonight. More steady volleyball.
Let's take a look at the Bank of Hawaii players of the match. Enrique De Diego Garcia, 9 kills, hit 643. A sort of usual night at the office for him. But in the sweep of victory, as Hawaii busts out the brooms, we honor the seniors, Brandon Hiehle, Siki Zarkovic, and Kolby Kanetake, a group that includes a couple of players who will go down as all-time Rainbow Warrior greats.
Absolutely. Siki on the all-time, kill list, and Kolby on the all-time dig list. It'll be a long time before people forget them, I'll tell you that. They've really made a big mark on this program.
And of course, it's not done. The hope is that there's still plenty of volleyball to be played for this group. They will begin on the road at UCLA in the quarterfinals of the MPSF tournament. That's a week from tonight. But for tonight, we celebrate the seniors. Let's send it over to Scott Robbs. He has Charlie Wade.
Hey, thanks a lot, Kanoa. Well, Coach, great way to end the regular season. A sweep over Cal Baptist. You rode Franciscovich throughout the match. Was that more so a feeling, or was it because Joe wasn't available?
No, Joe's fine. You know, Jenny's been playing well, and he was so dominant at the net tonight, and he really had a beat on their outside hitters. So, you know, wanted to get him in the game as much as we could.
All right, ready or not, postseason next weekend. We know you're playing UCLA, a team that you split with back here a few months ago. Is this team ready?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, well, you know what I'm saying? And whether we are or not, the game's going to happen on Saturday night. But, you know, we've been looking forward to this for a long time. And, you know, I think we got enough pieces. We're going to go out and battle. It's a team we're familiar with, you know, easy travel for us. So we're just looking forward to the opportunity to get out and compete.
All right, Coach, go celebrate.
Thank you. Aloha.
All right, guys, back over to you.
Thanks a lot, Scott. So the Rainbow Warriors improved to 16-11. They finished the MPSF regular season at 511-11. Cal Baptist falls to 14-16, 6-16 in the MPSF. And so Cal Baptist is out of the MPSF postseason. UC Irvine, dangerous team because of some of the players they have welcomed back from injury. They get into that number 8 spot, and we'll go to Provo to take on BYU. But let's package this up. Great senior class. Hawaii able to work its way into the postseason. They will go to UCLA. What are your opinions of their chances over there against the Bruins?
Well, I'll tell you something. The Bruins are playing better volleyball now than they were in February, and so are the Rainbows. So I think that it's going to be a good match. I'm happy for the players. They have to play in an iconic facility like Pauley Pavilion. And I look forward to be a good match. It's going to be, if they match up better against UCLA, I think, than the other teams that are in that final 4.
Well, it's senior night. It's a special night, certainly here in the islands, for a sport that really celebrates true student athletes. Because 4.5 scholarships, these guys, for the most part, play strictly for the love. They'll be feeling the love on the other side of this break. Stay tuned for the senior celebration. For Chris McLaughlin, I'm Kanoa Leahy. Aloha.
Well, the match is pow. It's time now to celebrate. Let's throw it to public address announcer Ben Kia'aina.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we begin tonight's senior ceremony, the Rainbow Warrior Volleyball program would like to recognize Cal Baptist senior class. Say aloha to Roy Powell. And from Kula Maui, Rocky DeLion. Good luck to you both and the entire Cal Baptist team the rest of the season. Mahalo and aloha to Roy Powell and Rocky DeLion. As we begin our senior ceremony, here to present our seniors with their senior plaques. Representing the University of Hawaii Federal Credit Union, our President and CEO, Janine Morse. And representing the University of Hawaii Chancellor Robert Bly Vroman, along with Athletic Director David Matlin and Associate Athletics Director Carl Clapp. Volleyball fans, at this time, would like to recognize our 3 seniors who've been a part of 3 postseason teams and the program's first NCAA championship appearance in 14 years. Our first senior came to Manoa by way of El Camino College, where he was an all-conference performer who led his team to the state semifinals in 2014. Although he saw limited action on the court during his 2-year career at UH, he was an invaluable member of the scout team and was a positive influence among his teammates. His biggest contribution on the court came against top-ranked Long Beach State earlier this season, helping the Warriors take a set off the 49ers while recording a career-high 7 kills. He will graduate next spring with a degree in communications and media arts and aspires to join the Air Force. He says he will always remember the great crowds at the Stan Sheriff Center. Volleyball fans, show your aloha for the 6'3" outside hitter from Redondo Beach, California, number 23, Brandon Hiehle.
And Brandon Hiehle, of course, not a player that we saw a lot of playing-wise here on the court at the Stan Sheriff Center, but a tremendous asset in the gym, in the practice gym, helping to make this team better every night. He said last night when we talked to him that the highlight of his career was that match against Long Beach State, something that a lot of people in this building and Warrior fans will remember for a long time.
And again, his family have come in and are here to support him. Greg and Kathy, his parents. He's looking forward to graduating here from the University of Hawaii, becoming a pilot, and potentially be a combat pararescue man. Very humble, very thankful for the opportunity to play here at the University of Hawaii. At the same time, looks to one day maybe continue and play professional beach volleyball. And you got to think there's a ton of emotion going on. You know, this is it. The last time he's going to play here in the Stan Sheriff and with all of his teammates and his good friends, coaching staff. A lot of aloha.
Our next senior made the trek halfway around the globe to become a Rainbow Warrior and will leave here as one of the best to don the green and white. Earlier this year, he became the 16th player in program history to reach 1,000 career kills, and he currently ranks 8th all-time in that category. After earning honorable mention All-America honors last season, this year he is having the best season of his career. He currently ranks in the top 10 nationally with a team-leading 4.01 kill average, while hitting over 300. He will graduate in May with a dual degree in accounting and finance, and hopes to make his career in public accounting. He lists his favorite moment as last year's MPSF quarterfinal win over Long Beach State, playing in front of the largest crowd of his career, and would like to thank the best fans in the world. Volleyball fans, put your hands together for the 6'4" outside hitter from Belgrade, Serbia, floor captain, number 16, Siniša Siki Zarkovic.
How appropriate was the clap by the crowd here at the Stan Sheriff Center? Of course, known for much more than just his serves and that trademark clap. But Siki Zarkovic, a 4-year starter here at the University of Hawaii. When you talk about those great foreign players like Kostas Theoharidis, Yuval Katz, Andre Brouwer, Siki Zarkovic's name has got to be included in that mix for just what he's been able to really contribute to this team offensively, defensively, in the passing formation, as we see Milan Zarkovic the first to greet him and waiting for him.
And along those lines, let's not forget his classroom duties. This young man is a double major. He has been on the honor roll. He works very hard in the classroom, and he's very much looking forward.
And you know, the thing is, he's such a high-level player. He could easily go on, play professionally, make a great living, but he has other goals in life. He's played volleyball his entire life and now wants to move on. So this is it for Siki. He will not play volleyball anymore.
And it's interesting, all three of these seniors are actually kind of calling this quits. This is kind of it for them. So maybe even more incentive to really push hard in the postseason, knowing that any of their next games could be their last.
Milan admitted he may have a tear or two tonight. You can almost see it building up in his eyes.
And the extended Ohana, a lot of the local booster clubs who have really taken the Zarkovic Ohana in, joining them on the court.
Once in our love,
Our final senior stands just 5'8", but his impact on the Rainbow Warrior Volleyball program is much larger than that. As a youngster, he sat in the stands and dreamed of playing for the Warriors, and that became a reality after signing with UH out of Moanalua High School. He made his first start as a freshman in 2013 and worked his way to become one of the best liberos in college volleyball. He was an honorable mention All-American last year and will finish his career ranked 3rd all-time in career digs. This season, he ranked 2nd in the MPSF with a 2.38 digs per set average. He will graduate in May with a degree in kinesiology and rehabilitation science and aspires to become a volleyball coach someday. He will always remember playing in front of the great fans, among them his family and friends. It's been an honor to see this young man develop as a player and grow to become a team leader. Volleyball fans, let's hear it for the 5'8" libero from Moanalua Gardens, co-captain number 6, Kolby Kanetake.
And there's no better role model, I think, for any local player who dreams of playing here at the Stan Sheriff Center than Kolby Kanetake, a player who that wasn't necessarily heavily recruited coming out of high school, but a player that worked hard. We heard from Charlie Wade in our pregame about just how hard he worked and how he spent hours and hours in the practice gym. As we have chants of Kolby ringing out, we could see a few hundred people walking on the court for Kolby Kanetake.
You know, one of the things that stands out is his humbleness, and he is just so classy. He's very composed. He's worked very hard. Played for Outrigger Canoe Club and Kahikili, Huikahi, excuse me, clubs. Oh, they're getting a little emotional here.
You know, he's a guy that grew up as a Rainbow Warrior fan. He'd been coming to games since he was 6 or 7 years old, the Rainbow Hiehle, the Rainbow Warrior matches, and he's a guy that saw his dream come true through perseverance and hard work.
And that's what passion does for you. You look at it, I mean, I saw him at every gym, at every open gym, every scrimmage there ever was. Whether he was on the court or off, he was there. He was the gym rat of all time.
And he's still that way. I mean, even going into his senior year, he's spent a lot of time playing in those open club tournaments with a lot of former club players. He spent some time getting ready for this season by just being in the gym, and I think it's just a good example of what hard work can do as we see his parents come out and greet him.
And you got to think this is pretty emotional for him because he has had an incredible run, so much support.
We'll be looking to actually make the move out of Hawaii, going to Northern California, potentially to help coach at a school in Northern California. So the coaching career of Kolby Kanetake could begin as early as next season.
Thank you. Now this leg giving could last for about, well, I don't know, 2-3 hours maybe. I mean, hundreds of people come out nightly to watch Kolby play, and it'll be interesting next year when he's no longer on the floor what those folks will do on weekends. They won't have anything to do anymore.
Well, they need to come back and
That's
continue
right.
to support.
An interesting moment that just happened right before a few moments ago. Vernon Pawlowski, another former great libero, greeting Kolby Kanetake on the court. Neat to see sort of that tradition continue.
Yeah. And, you know, he earned his scholarship here. The libero position so oftentimes overlooked, not somebody highly recruited, but his work ethic and his skill set, his mindset earned him a partial scholarship, and he's so deserving of it.
We could be here for a few hours.
He'll probably get more laid tonight than he did on graduation from Moanalua.
We heard an official count, 250 people expected to be here.
Somebody brought a wagon.
Did they?
I think so, to put all the lay-in and circle around. These are all first family members.
The Kanetake side of his family, I can tell you from personal experience, being married to part of his family is quite large.
And I must admit that this picture that they're taking right now will be one of their favorite all-time memories for each one of these individuals. I know personally it's one of mine.
And the entire Cal Baptist team continue to sit on the sideline like we've seen many other teams do, taking it all in, as there is no other school in the country that says aloha to their seniors like the University of Hawaii. Now head coach Charlie Wade actually saying aloha to the seniors of Cal Baptist.
And again, Cal Baptist's gym holds 1,100 people total, which is what Kanoa Leahy shared with us last night. So I know they're in complete awe of this ceremony.
And I'll tell you what, there's never 1,100 people in there for a volleyball match. I can guarantee you that.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been your focus to the video screens. We're hosting sports and put together a special video tribute for our seniors and the 2016 Volleyball Volleyball team.
Well, we've enjoyed that portion of the senior ceremony. Now let's enjoy the senior video.
I've been watching the game since I was young, and just being here now is like, I know I'm a role model now. Like, before I was looking up to other people, and now other people are looking up to me. So really, not only when you just put on the jersey are you a role model, but also when you step outside of the court, you're also a role model.
Coming here 4 years ago, I did not know what to expect. Everything was new to me, the country, the people, the language, the culture.
No other school really came back to me. I had one school kind of come back, and I was like, Hawaii sounds cool. I've never been to Hawaii. I didn't even know what it looked like, nor did I even know what this place was, except that it was just an island. Yeah, let's go, let's try it. So that's how I ended up getting here. I had no idea what I was getting into until I showed up.
It's been an honor. It's been an honor playing not just for and representing not just the university and this program, but this beautiful state as well.
To be around your teammates and to bond with them, you have to kind of come out of your shell, and I think that's what I've done in the past 4 years, and that's really helped me.
As I say, freshman year it was the Siki, kind of the angry Siki, Siki close to himself. But I think the people here made me more open and more welcoming, and all their love and support just changed me as a person.
There's a lot of things I think I'll miss. One, living in paradise, that's for sure. Two, it's kind of surreal thinking about that my volleyball career is coming to an end as like an indoor player. You never really think about that kind of thing when you're playing, until the time comes when it's like, oh, I don't have practice tomorrow. I don't have weights at 7:30 in the morning. Like, just like having that routine, having those people all the time around you, that's gonna be something I'm gonna miss.
Definitely competing on the court. I'm not gonna be able to feel that feeling after you win a 5-set match or a playoff match, or so that adrenaline and that happiness that you get after a win, after competing, I'm definitely gonna miss that. And of course, I'll miss my teammates, but I'll still keep in touch with them and everything. So definitely being able to compete.
The fans and their unconditional love and support that they give us on a daily basis, not just for volleyball, but for the entire athletics. I played all around the world in many different places, but what I experienced here, it cannot be described with words, and one has to really come here and experience this special place that gave me the best years of my life. My career is going to end in a few weeks, but I'm glad to say that Hawaii was the last place that I got to play volleyball in. Definitely playing the Stan Sheriff Center. It's a truly special place. So many great players and matches were played there, and it's an honor that I had the chance to do the same. What makes it Stan Sheriff really special is hearing the crowd cheer for you and knowing that it's all real. No matter winning or losing, the crowd is always there for you. And I'll also miss my teammates. This is a special group of guys that has a lot of potential, and I think that they'll continue to carry the tradition that so many previous generations started and continue to build.
The love for the audience has for the players on the court is something I've never seen in any other gym, any other school, any other arena that just blows my mind at how much just the logo on someone's jersey means to them.
I kind of want to just be known as somebody that worked really hard to get where they were, and just always tried to do the right thing, to be in the right place at the right time. And to achieve anything in life, you have to work at it and put in the time.
You know, I want to thank everybody. I don't really have anyone specific to thank. You know, a lot of people helped me, a lot of people pushed me. The standard, you know, thanks mom and dad, you know, for supporting me, getting me here, and you know, all the special people, you know, in my life.
I'd like to thank my family. My family here and back home. They're the ones that helped me make the best decision of my life, and they supported me throughout this amazing journey. I'd like to thank Charlie Wade for giving me an opportunity of a lifetime. He's one of the best and most knowledgeable coaches that I had, and he taught me so much in all aspects of life, from being a better teammate to being a better leader. I'd like to thank the university, athletics department, my peers and professors, OC Sports. You all made my journey here unique and valuable. And last but not least, I'd like to thank you. You're the ones that made me fall in love with this place and made my experience here unforgettable. For that, I truly thank you.
I want to thank my family for always supporting me and being at every game, and just supporting me through everything I've done in my life, and for molding me into the person that I am today. And definitely the coaches for helping me out as a volleyball player and as a person the 4 years that I've been here. I want to thank Renee, our trainer, because she kept me in one piece the whole year and got me through a lot of pain. And definitely want to thank the fans for all their support. You can't go anywhere else and play in front of people who actually care about you and know so much about the game. I want to thank the boosters for all that they do for us, like post-game meals and all that. And yeah, I think that's it.